Hi guys, this is Pestilly and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today I'm talking about the communication from Battlestate Games and Escape from Tarkov regarding everything in their game, how it can be improved, and just a bit of a rundown on what's been going on. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So pretty much to catch you up on recent events, back in 2020, Escape from Tarkov made a rule saying that you weren't allowed to boost people in Escape from Tarkov, including people that you know, and but there's no hard and fast line and rule on when and how you would get banned. So just to give the rundown, that's what the major topic is recently, but I want to talk more about the communication flow from Escape from Tarkov and how it's so ambiguous and confusing to try and keep up to date with everything. Now, first up, if you don't use social media at all and you just open up the launcher and you play the game, you're probably going to have a hard time. So let me give you an example. So if you go to the Escape from Tarkov game like this, and you go, oh, okay, yep, hotfix on the 13th of patch 13, and you go, okay, the last hotfix was 23 days ago. And you're like, all right, sweet. That's all that's happened in the last 23 days. And then bam, you go back and you play your game. Now that's if you even click this. Most people would just probably click launch. If you actually paid more attention, there's probably a lot more other stuff been going on here. On this little tiny screen right here, but you're just never going to get to keep up with it all because it's just, look, see, another fix was on the 11th of Feb, but we don't actually get to see it. You have to go to Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, more ambiguous and more confusing. It's really, really frustrating because you think, okay, that's the last hotfix. And then really, I'll bring up the Twitter page. This is the actual Tarkov Twitter page, not the Battlestate Games one. They're kind of a little bit different. So if you go here and you scroll down, they'll talk about like outages. They'll talk about there was the update on the 11th of Feb, another one on the 1st of Feb where they're doing client updates, and it literally goes on. This one's got less, I'll call it junk, but it's like less other people's stuff. I'm probably said junk because I saw junk before, but it's like 27th patch there, 26th of January, more stuff being changed. All the stuff is actually kind of hard to keep up to date with. And if you're not constantly playing the game, there is no way you'd be able to keep up to date for it. You couldn't even just go, oh, let's go check out, one little thing and I'm up to date, or one spot and I can just go, I'm up to date with all the latest information. And to be honest, I probably should have spoken up way more about this earlier, but you kind of, when you're in the space and you're constantly there, it doesn't really tick over your mind as much. I have spoken about this in the past, and I want to talk about a really simple way that they could fix this, and it's a two-part thing. Pretty much the way I see it would work is down the bottom left here where I've got my mouse, they could literally just put in latest patch information and just have it every time they're doing an update, every time they're doing anything that's going to affect the player base, server maintenance, downtime, and they just have it in a nice clean little like format, and it would just be such a simple way. I've actually spoken about it quite a lot on stream over the years, about how if you're not constantly keeping up to date with content creators and people that are data mining the game, and then also on social medias, there is no way you would be able to keep up to date with all the information that comes from Battlestate Games and the changes within the game. Now, I understand there's certain changes that Battlestate Games don't want people to know. For example, when they do an event, they don't want people to know the event's coming, and it gets ruined by content creators and people out there data mining the game. I understand that information probably wouldn't be there, but it would just be a way that in the actual game, people could understand that there's something going on or a change has happened. And then the next stage that would make this thing so much better. And hear me out. I see this game as still in development. A lot of people kind of treat it as almost like it's finished, and also they don't. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, this is how the game's meant to be when it's ended. The thing is, if this is a testing phase of the game, every white BSG could do whatever the they want just to test out certain aspects of the game. Why not just put an extra button and just have it say like latest poll? And every time that they update a new one, people could just click it, and Battlestate Games could literally put in whatever question they've got. Hey, do you want the flea market taxes lowered? Yes, no. Just keep it very simple. They could do this daily, weekly, monthly. Whenever they've got a question that they're like curious about the community, instead of just going to a social media platform where only particular people use it. Like if you go to Twitter, mostly Americans use Twitter. I know there's people outside of America that use Twitter, but like mostly Americans use Twitter. You go to Facebook, it'd probably be like Australians and grandmothers. I don't know. But like they would actually get people that are actually playing the game actively then to actually give the latest information on a poll. And when they go to that poll and go, would you like the flea market taxes lowered? Yes or no? People could do their vote, but they also would have all the information of those players. They could break it down as, okay, the people that have less than 1,000 hours, because when you go to like here, right, you go to overall, people that have like less than 1,000 hours playing in this game, they'll have, they want it, they don't care. They don't care. But the people that have been playing over 4,000 hours, all like majority want it changed. They would actually be able to use this in it's such a simple method that they could add to the game. I'm not a coder, but it's literally just a poll on a menu. I couldn't imagine it being much harder than just adding in a few bit of lines of text. But it would just be a way that they could actually improve the game, get active feedback from the community. They could literally go, do you think the RMT changes since the start of 2020, where people aren't allowed to drop shit and risk of getting banned for other people, is a good or bad change? Yes, no. And then people could be like, it's a bad change. Like, they'd probably get like, that's a really hard question, because is it yes or no? As in, yes, it's a good change. But anyway, you're getting the point. I'm not going to ramble on anymore, but just a simple thing like this would help flow the communication from Battlestate Games, whilst also getting active feedback from the entire community that is actively playing the game. Not just people that are sitting on Twitter or Reddit and they're all angry and they haven't opened the game in 7 years. Anyway, that's it for this video. Like and subscribe.